Hey kids, what's going on? Get that bright light out of your face.
Walk towards the light.
Yeah. No, you're not dying. You're just watching a throwdown.
Open the gates to hell, Grandpa. I'm coming home.
This is a big one, Elizabeth. I'm coming. Welcome in, everybody. This is the Ficus, your friend and neighbor from Southern Ohio. I am here with my partner in crime, Chad Schoettle, also from Southern Ohio. And once again, we have our fan favorite, backed by popular demand, Twan Amato. How we doing, buddy?
I'm doing well.
Hailing from Northern Ohio, Northwestern Ohio. So, Cameron's in the house. He says, "Good evening, guys. How's it going for my favorite Ohio guys?" And Chucky,
what's up, Cameron?
Indeed, Chucky, we know that you had a very busy weekend.
Yes, I did.
And I'm sure you have. Twan and I are going to take a back seat for a few minutes. We're going to let you tell us all about your experiences, and we may pepper you with questions or follow-ups. So tell everybody how much of a good time you had, what happened, who'd you meet, what'd you do, what'd you drink, what'd you eat.
Okay, so first off, I had a great time with my little brother who was my assistant that helped me out through the entire weekend.
Right.
Of this whole big moment for me, and I couldn't be prouder of my little brother doing everything he can to do for this one.
Congrats, little brother. Job well done.
Yeah. Secondly, for the people, when I did get there, I was actually nervous because, again, I've never been to this show before, so I didn't know what most of the usual process of it, but it was just like simple get in and get out kind of a thing, and then I sat down where my booth is, and then I looked around to actually see where I was. It's like I was next to a couple of really big name artists like Ryan Benjamin, Gavin Smith, and a couple other big names.
Nice.
So it was fascinating for me that I oftentimes still feel like I'm a novice, and I see all of these like big name people that I'm just like right next to. It's like, oh shit.
Well, I will say, I know Gavin, and I remember being at shows where he was up and coming before he hit with the Turtles and the other stuff that he did. So, hey, everybody's got to make that climb. Real quick, let's hit the comments. Sean says, "What's up, nerds?" Ace Cluck says, "Hello, peeps. Yesterday I got multiple." Okay, we won't be reading that one. Oh, wait, no, he said, yeah. Yesterday, I got multiple publishing and distribution offers for my webcomic, and I have no idea what to do with these legal documents. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so we got everything. We got everything set up, and the first thing I noticed was, even though it was a 6 foot table, I did not realize it was like 24 inches in depth. When both you and I, we were used to being like about 30 inches or bigger depth tables.
Right.
So we had to we had to come up with something to really minimize how much we have, because we can't really distribute everything on the table. But afterwards, once we got everything set up, I told my brother the last time I was here that there was this nice little mom and pop shop that I really enjoyed called Carmilla's Pizza and Grill. I think we probably went there like maybe 3 times.
Nice. Hey, if you find good pizza, man, you got to go often.
Oh, especially if you're going to be out of town, definitely hit up those mom and pop shops. Those are the best.
Always the best.
We always do that.
It was, and like my brother definitely was just like, okay, You're right. And normally he doesn't take my suggestions all too well.
Well, Tina and I have a rule when we're on the road: no chains.
Yes.
Yeah.
No chains.
Although,
Now, if it's your only option, like if you're looking for a quick breakfast sandwich before you hit the show and McDonald's is your only option, that's an exception.
And the only time I'll hit like a chain if it's a chain that like I've never been to because it's not in our area.
Right.
I'll give it a try. But yeah, I won't go to something that I can readily go to where I live. So
right, exactly.
sadly, we did break that one. We did break that one. That one day because we basically were just hungry for something, and the closest thing to us was a Chick-fil-A.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, Forney and I did that in Orlando because we were so exhausted, and there was a B-dubs in the parking lot of the hotel, and then on the other side of the B-dubs was a Firehouse Subs.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things. It was a convenience thing.
Yeah.
So
that's how it was. We didn't want to get out. We didn't want to get out of the car after everything. But multiple people I did meet. I did meet the majority of the people and the fans from Comics Care and Cancer. They did stop by the booth, and then they loved our show. So if you guys are going to be watching it now, definitely make a comment and introduce yourselves.
yeah, definitely. Fire off a hello.
Yes. Most of the celebrities I did most of the big names I did see. I did talk to Ton Knock for a while.
Nice. He's such a nice guy, isn't he?
Like he was actually like, he didn't mind me actually talking to, and then I didn't want to disturb him while he was doing commissions. He's like, "Are you kidding me? I don't mind people watching me draw. It's actually one of the things I enjoy."
Cool.
So I just watched him draw someone from Youngbloods.
Oh, nice.
Was one of the commissions. Did
you get one from him?
I did not because I already got my commission from Jonathan Galpian at that point, and when I wanted to get a commission from Tom Knock, he was already checked out for that day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta, guys like that, you gotta get on their list early.
Yeah, I was
when
there.
When Ramos was here in Cincinnati, he had a list every morning. It was 6 commissions,
mm-hmm.
And if you didn't get on that list, that was it. That's all he was doing was 6 commissions.
Oh, I think he was. I think from talking to his wife, he was doing like 12 a day, but at least he was only doing like inked with like limited color headshots at that point.
Right.
Or about like sketch cover size. But yeah, for me, just meeting Jonathan Glapian was at least for me my highlight, because I always loved his inking style.
Oh yeah, how was meeting him? Was he nice? Was he gracious?
Oh, he was really nice. He was really nice. Like he was like working on my commission for a little bit while we were talking, and I saw he had like this nice little case for him to actually do his ink wash.
Yeah,
and it still feels like what I just witnessed was magic. what he did. Like I can't even explain how he did it.
Yeah,
but I looked through his portfolios and I saw he still had a couple pages of Haunt that was overlaid by Capullo, and I had to grab it. And I was happy that I actually was able to get the original page.
That's so cool.
But yeah, it just meant a lot of new fans are all asking if I'm gonna be returning next year. I'm hoping I do, just so I can actually have like new art pieces available, but we don't know what might be in store.
Yeah.
And afterwards, it's like as soon as every time we get back from the hotel, we're already like clocked out. We're dead.
Oh yeah.
Wanted to go see the beach in North Carolina for like at least on my last day. But the day I did wanted to see it and decided not to. I looked through my socials, and there was a Navy battleship that was actually sailing right there. It's like, oh man,
Oh man.
son of a bitch! That would have been so cozy.
So how long were you there total? How many days total were you there?
5.
5. That's a nice trip.
I was there for 5 days. So Wednesday, just to drive over there, just make sure we actually get there safely, all that stuff. Thursday, just to get everything set up, talk with DJ and them, and get some food. Look around, see what it's all in North Carolina, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing but the show.
So did you get to go to the NASCAR museum?
I did not because I feel like I've already gone.
That's why I asked that question.
I already got enough from the drive. Like, I thought people in Columbus didn't know how to drive. The people in Nashville were something else. I wish I installed that dash cam, that extra dash cam I had on the car rental, just so I could show you just how nuts everyone was. Like, oh my god, my brother will probably attest to this, because he has never seen me that furious and that bad of a road rage in his life.
Nice.
You good? He's like, you good? I'll be fine. Do you need this? No, I don't need it.
Leave me alone. Don't touch me, man. Don't touch me.
You want me to drive? No.
Yep, I've been there a few times. Hey, Keith is in the house. He says, I would love to get a Pat Lee pick. Yeah, that'd be awesome. V Ken did a pick of Magic, and it was an awesome pick.
Ooh. That's a good one. But Rodney, our mutual from Arcadian Comics, Steven actually was actually there. Yeah, he was there for a day. When I told him I was going to be there, he just took a look and he just listed a whole bunch of names, and he's like, "Okay, I have to go."
Huh?
And he was and like I said, he was more of a kid in a candy store than I was.
Yeah, he was. He came by and saw us. Where were we? Was it Cincinnati last year? And he was kind of like that. He was very, very excited to be where he was.
Mm-hmm. But I will say this: even though I did see that big art vendor shop, I'm still surprised I did not spend like almost $1,000 on Copics.
Yeah.
Oh, my brother would have killed me. He's also
So did you get anything good from Copic?
There's a couple that I basically ran out of because I haven't really checked to see what I was running out on, and then the couple I thought was actually good. I needed to do a couple refills, and there were 2 that I was actually surprised that the sponges were completely dried out.
Right.
So I had to get myself some new sets, and they were actually cheaper at that vendor than Blick, surprisingly.
Huh.
Selling them for like $425.
Yeah, they got pretty good deals at those shows when they're there.
I got one. I got another thing. The art auction. So I didn't know if you actually looked on Instagram or anything, Rodney.
I did not.
Okay, so a lot of things that they were actually auctioned off. They did a couple hundred or so, but the big piece was Scotty Young's Galactus' Silver Surfer two-piece spread,
Oh, nice.
and that thing sold for. I have to double check. It went over 1,500 or so, maybe a lot more than that.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cheap. I was figuring you were going to say 5 figures.
Actually, let me just make sure on that one, just to be safe, because when I think they actually told me it was like 15, and I'm like, 1,500? That's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I was going to say that's cheap for a double spread Scotty Young.
Yeah, that's roughly what I charge. So, well, maybe a little, like $15, but
Keep that in mind, folks. Lost Hope Entertainment says, "What's up, guys? How we doing?
hello.
Thanks for joining us."
Oh shit! I think it was 15,000.
Yeah, that sounds more appropriate. If that's the right word.
Yeah, it went over. It sold for over $15,000.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I remember meeting him for the first time in Chicago. This was probably 2003, maybe 2002 or 4, somewhere in there. And he was sitting with Sean Galloway, Cheeks, and Greg Titus,
Mm-hmm.
who I don't know that Greg's doing art anymore, but everybody knows who Cheeks is. And they were in a studio together called Lead Heavy. And their logo was an angry pencil bent forward with an angry face with gnashing teeth.
Oh, nice.
And I still have that. I found it last week digging through some boxes, and I was like, "Oh man, I can't believe I still have this." But he had just finished his run, the was it the Spider-Verse thing, like the anime thing before he did the Human Torch miniseries. Yeah, so that's how long ago that was.
Yeah, because even with my brother and I, we actually were walking around. We did see Scotty Young's table. I swear, like I don't think that line ever like moved an inch for how long his lines have been.
You just gotta wonder how much money these guys make at these shows.
Part of me, you definitely did, because I even saw like David Finch, Arthur Adams, and a few others, big names. I'm just like, jeez.
Huh.
And their lines are just like almost like as soon as the doors open, they already have like lines out, wrapping around a couple of tables.
Right. So Lost Hope Entertainment says, "Hey Rodney, it's Tim. LOL. Figured I'd show y'all some YouTube love this week." Hey brother, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for doing that. So Twan, how you been, brother? What you been up to besides sweating your ass off?
Living, working, sweating my ass off. Just cranking out as many sketch cards as I can. I've only booked one thing this year, so far, and that's Sinister Horror Fest.
Where's that at?
That is in Warren, Ohio. It's a 2-day little thing in October. And it's like, I mean, it's the guy who runs it, super awesome. They do movies on the drive-ins. They have vendors and artists and all that fun stuff. They do trunk or treat for the kids.
Oh, cool.
Like it's a really awesome little thing, and I actually got invited to be an artist there this time, so
Cool. Congrats.
so I'm getting horror stuff done, but then I'm going through and doing stuff like this Darth Maul and random stuff as well, just to do it and keep improving my skills, so that hopefully one day I get those long lines at a con.
That's right.
Definitely DM me later because I would love to take my girlfriend to that place. She loves horror movies, and it just definitely sounds like her out.
Yeah, I think they're doing. So Lou Temple's going to be there. So they're doing. I'm pretty sure they're doing the Devil's Rejects because he's in. Lou Temple's there. I forget what other movies they're doing, but there's some cool ones there. The cool thing is this is the first year there that the vendors can stay there, like they can camp out.
Oh, really?
And,
Really?
I'm getting a 10 by 10 with walls, so I'm like, nice. I'm just gonna sleep in my booth. Like, just gonna drop the front wall and put up a little cot and sleep in my booth.
There you go.
Wake up the next day in my booth, ready to go.
Make sure you take copious amounts of deodorant and
Yep.
toothbrush
Everybody-
and toothpaste, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, I'll take the little camp kit in my truck, and
It'll be like one of the youngs found out in here.
Yeah. Ugh, I shudder. Mean the show that we left early? Your only option was an outhouse?
Oh, I think I remember this story.
Oish. Yeah.
yeah, that's what everybody says. Though they're like, "Hey, how are you gonna shower in that if you stay the night?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm just gonna play into the starving artist thing." I'm like,
You'll fit
"No,
right in with everybody else that's not showered or brushed their
Yeah.
teeth or washed their hair.
I'll be like, well, nobody's buying. If you don't buy my art, I won't be able to shower for another week. So
Yeah. That's crazy.
speaking of buying art, when I'm done with this Darth Maul piece, it is gonna go on my Facebook, and I'm gonna give it to somebody. So just give it away.
What are you doing?
Giving away this Darth Maul sketch card when I'm done with it.
Oh yeah.
So it'll go on my Facebook, and I'm gonna give it away.
Who you giving? Are there parameters to this or
Most likely it's just gonna be some kind of like make sure you're following kind of thing, and that kind of thing. And
promotional thing?
Yeah, no entry or no payment, nothing.
Right.
Just kind of
Share this post kind of.
yeah, some kind of thing like that. Some kind of call to action.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it to somebody because I just I've done Darth Maul a couple times over the years of learning how to do art, and he's kind of like my go back and do them again and see where you're at now kind of thing.
Yep.
So
That's how it is with me and the Crow.
yeah, I attempted the Crow once and almost cried because I was very upset with how it came out and never did it again. So one of these days I'll go back to him.
I've done the Crow a couple of times, but I did a Walking Dead sketch cover with him, and I was so happy with it. And it was I think I did it. It was Motor City Con. We were sitting there, and I did it during the show, and it turned out so freaking good, and I was so proud of myself. And of course, it sold, but I've still got the image. It's on my Facebook. It's in my photos. If anybody wants to go check it out. But every time I see that, I'm like, damn, I did that. That's freaking awesome.
I will say that the one thing about doing this art, and especially me being new to, making it like a priority in life, is I'll do something really cool. Like I'm like, oh, I love this. It's the greatest thing I've ever done. And then like I don't want to get rid of it.
Right.
I'm like, one person's gonna get this and then nobody's gonna see it. Like it's gonna be gone forever. So that's
that's why you got to take pictures of every.
Yeah, I get all those in, but it's just a thing where I'm like, oh no, what if nobody what if all my good stuff sells and then the people who walk by my table after the fact only see the stuff that nobody wanted and they hate me.
Well, that's when you get a chance to do, hey, I do request, what do you want?
Yeah.
But I used to be that way. Tina cured me of that. You know how she did that?
How's that?
She said, you're an artist. You drew that one. You can draw another one. And the next one will be better than this one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? She's right.
Stop polishing the turds.
Stop polishing the turds.
Ironically, that's what my art teacher said when I sold my original drawing of the crow, and it's like I haven't done it in years. I went ahead and did another one of the same one just to see how much I progressed.
Yep.
After 5 or 6 years of drawing, posted it up, and it's just like I didn't expect this big of a feedback.
Yeah. Well, I think that Mothman that you did was that was amazing. That and the Turtles piece you did.
Oh man, I need to do another Turtles piece. But it's like, can I actually rechannel that same energy again?
Yeah. And Twan, the funny thing is the first time we met you was in Akron. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And I saw your stuff and I was like, okay, how old are you?
I am 35.
35. Okay. So I said to myself, this kid's young and he's raw, but if he keeps it up, he's gonna really move quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I see all the shit that you're posting and everything. Every time you post something new, I'm like, yeah, he's getting it. There he goes. Look at him cook.
Well, thanks.
So, like that clown that you did there. It's over there on the right hand side. Let me see that.
This little guy?
Yeah, that's cool as hell.
I just did this right before the stream. I just in a little original piece. And yeah, I realize that sometimes, doing stuff just out of my head and not other people's stuff is cool too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I forget that sometimes I can do that.
Oh yeah.
You get so sucked into like so many different IPs that you completely forget that you can actually draw something that's your own creation.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, wait, I can think of stuff and draw it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. Like I get that a lot now, which is very for a short period of time, and it's when I wasn't doing art as consistently. I was like, maybe I'm not meant for this. And it wasn't until I gave up. Like, I was like, if I have time to do anything at all, I have time to draw. So, I was putting all the other stuff aside, like TV shows and movies and all that other good stuff. I was just putting it aside and saying, hey, you got to draw at least this many pieces before you can watch an episode of this, or, and I just kept putting at it. And I still have a lot to learn and stuff like that. Like everybody, you're just always learning new techniques and new tricks and new this. But just looking at the stuff that I've done a year ago and put my sketch cards and stuff side by side, you're like, whoa, I did change. Because without putting them side by side, it doesn't feel like you're any better than you were a year ago.
Right.
Until you actually put it side by side and you're like, oh my God, I don't.
And we're working at it with a handicap because artists hate what they do.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
The hardest person to please is yourself. So very rarely do you do something and go, damn, I nailed that?
Yep.
You know, you're always looking at the mistakes that nobody else sees, because people on the other side of the table, what we do, and I say this all the time, I'm sure I've said it here 1,000 times, what we do to them in their eyes is magic, because they can't do it.
Yes.
You know, so we don't think of it that way. We look at it and go, oh man, that eye's fucked up, or you know.
My wife still hasn't got that, because like I'll do something and I'll go, awful, hate it, don't want to look at it ever again, take this out of my face, it's the worst thing I've ever done. And she's like, oh my God, it's so good. And I'm like, I hate it. And she's like, why? And I'm like, it's just not good. And she's like, it is good. And we get into those debates, like this piece here I did yesterday. And I was like, I hate it. And she was like, why? And I was like, it just didn't come out how my brain pictured it would. So I'd hate it. And she's like, it's so great. And I was like, well, I'm going to card it and I'm going to sleeve it and I'm going to save it, but I'm going to end up redoing it until I love it. So,
right. Yeah. I mean, that's how you, yeah, it's a funny thing. The artist's mind is, you're constantly trying to improve yourself, you know, and we are always at school, you know, we are always learning, you know. Chad was learning. He was learning at that show for 4 days. You know, he wasn't just at a show doing a show. He was, you know, he was watching Todd, he was watching Jason, and you know, he was at work. He was putting in the time and standing there and watching people do what they do. And I did that for years.
I mean, I even found a vendor that was selling original sequential pages from a whole bunch of different artists, including he had a couple of John Buscema and Kirby.
Nice.
That were actually up, and basically, I just wanted to sit there and just look at it and just study the entire process, like trying to figure out how what was their process and how did they actually came up with something like that the entire time.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of Buscema's, but recently I've been going back and rereading all the old Avengers. I started with issue 1. I'm up to like issue 83 now, which is right in his heyday of his big run. And I've always liked it. I mean, I grew up on John Buscema's Conan.
Yeah.
The John Buscema's Avengers, I was too young, you know. But looking at it now through my eyes, it's just like, wow, this guy is just brilliant. It's really good. Come a whole new appreciation for his skill.
You don't have to tell me twice after saying it. I still wanted to. The other person I did wanted to see, but I never ever had a chance time to see him again, was John Romita Jr.
Oh, okay.
Who was there again? And from one person that was walking and we were talking, he already got books on. He had the 9/11 book, and he said the same thing I said last year. He doesn't charge for signatures for that particular book.
Right.
Who did I got a Frizen's autograph on a
Jenny
couple
Frizen?
of, yeah. And I didn't get to meet her because I wasn't going to that con, but Bill Rose went, and he got me her signature on a couple of my books and explained to her, like, hey, this kid, he didn't get to make it, but he's a huge fan of yours and loves your work. And she signed the books for free. She was like, that's awesome. Like, tell him thanks for being a fan, and here's your books, no charge. I'm like, that's pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
You know, because it wasn't books I'm trying to resell because she signed them. I want those. I like her art.
Yeah.
She's very awesome.
She's amazing.
because I get it. You probably, they're also used to a bunch of people being in those lines who are just like, oh, you're a name that, and I need to resell these. So,
which there was definitely a lot of those. Like there was a guy who actually came in with like a big tub full of books. There was actually like trying to get this one artist to sign like maybe 60 or 70 different copies of. I think that was for Absolute Batman.
Oh wow.
Like this guy probably had like that many first printing issues of the number one that was on that person's desk to actually sign them all.
Huh.
that's
See that kind of irks me. Because if you're in line and you've got 7 or 8 books to sign, and this Jagoff's in front of you and he's got 400 books to sign,
yeah.
should be a limit.
Oh, trust me, I think that did definitely had a limit because I think he actually priced it at like $20 per three books after the first 15.
Oh, nice. Well, see that. There you go.
CDC was actually watching the entire process and just saw him sign like a whole bunch of those books just to get graded. Which I'm still kicking myself. I didn't get the first print of that one.
I stumbled across one. There's the comic shop that used to be up on Tylersville Road. They moved over to Lebanon, and we went over there, and he had one on his wall. It was only $15, and so I got it. And then he had a sketch cover of it, and I got that. So I have it.
That I did get an abundance of. I swear I probably spent maybe $300 or $400 on just a whole bunch of different sketchbooks that I never had in my arsenal.
Yeah.
And just like I now have a whole bunch to do some commissions on.
Nice.
Owning more black cover Ghost Riders. I had so much fun with those.
Oh, I bet.
I'm still trying to figure out the black covers.
I've been watching Clayton Crane for that reason. Been watching some of his in-process videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it's really it's really simple what he's doing, but you do it.
Yeah, that's the thing is I'll do the same thing and I'll watch these people do it and they're like, look how easy this is, and I'm like, this is crap. Like,
oh, you probably need to watch. I'll send you some videos, or probably not my timeout videos, but probably if I could go back into my one of my external hard drives, I probably have some raw footage of a whole bunch of the black sketch covers, so you can actually see how I do it.
yeah, I'll have to check that out because like it always infuriates me because I try and then I'm like, nope, don't get that. That's weird.
Yeah, so I use white charcoal pencil to do my roughs first, and then I use a Q-tip later to actually help me blend it out a bit. The white inks I actually use is this Winsor Newton white polar bear.
Oh yeah.
Ink. That's only because it separates so much from the white pigment and the oils in it.
Yeah.
That the black just absorbs it. It creates almost like a gradation on those black covers. So it gives them much more of a lifelike appearance.
Yeah, I initially just tried to use like the like Sharpie paint markers and stuff like that. And everything I done is like it's just like not how I envisioned it. So like it goes into that I'll redo that later pile. So
I would. Oh, here we go. Chad, do you ever use one of these?
Oh, I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking. Those are those blending sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
I've used that a couple of times, but
Yeah.
for some reason the Q-tips just work better for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I got mine.
Yeah, I just for some reason I can never like get them to work the way I wanted to, but then I try using Q-tips,
Yeah.
and then they just blend a lot better for me. So plus they're cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like I could probably get like a box of a thousand for like $3.
So you're not stressing so much about screwing it up because you paid $12 for it.
Yeah. I'm more worried on how well the end result is going to be.
Right.
That is more my concern.
Yes.
Post up those black sketch covers online, and everyone keeps freaking loving them.
So Chad, is that a commission?
Yes, this one is a commission, and I have a couple of commissions from people that have been very, very patient with me since I was preparing for the convention. So my buddy Hugh got onto that comic scan cancer deal on my commission. So so this is his cover. He wanted the retro Ghost Rider.
Nice.
And he wanted to try to get in just one part of the thing, but it's like, you know what? He waited a while from me, so I might as well just make this thing really special. I got him. I got Chainsaw Man. I got Bane. I got a couple others I'm gonna be working on.
That's awesome, man. He's busy.
Chainsaw Man, I'm gonna be looking forward to, especially since I got an anime convention coming up in middle of July.
That's here, right, in Cincinnati?
Yep, that is here, and that is literally like 5 minutes from work.
Right. Oh, that's right, because it's in Sharonville.
Yep. So I'm gonna be looking forward to that one. Like I said, I never worked on Chainsaw Man. I've read the books, and I've watched the anime, and so I've always wanted to try to attempt it, especially those gritty darkness to it, but still bring out the vibrant colors that it has in the covers.
Yeah. I did a 9x12 of him one time. It turned out okay.
I have not done anime in a while.
I know my brother is also trying to get me to draw more anime, and I know that was a big thing. That was a big thing. I was actually more surprised on at that convention. I had more anime fans at Heroes Con come up to me, and I figured I like traditional comic book guys.
I'm working on right now. The one commission I do have in my list is an anime that I'm working on. This commission, if I can get it out, it's a 2-piece.
Is that Attack on Titan?
Yes, so it is a 2-piece with Aaron and Annie fighting each other. So I'm working on this slowly but surely.
Okay.
Getting that done. So like doubled up. Gonna pencil it, then ink it, and then digitally color it. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I got a lot. I had a lot of Dragon Ball fans. They were asking me if I've drawn Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so he is definitely going to be on my list next.
Yeah, there's definitely been a shift the younger generation of fans coming up, they're not interested in Marvel or DC. They want anime.
I mean,
We've definitely noticed that.
it really shows, especially. I think my comic book shop guy even mentioned it to me that the big seller in 2021 wasn't even like Batman or Superman or anything. It was Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
That sold more copies than the Superman or Batman has, which I found crazy. And there's no way Demon Slayer did. I figured it'd be One Piece.
I think it's just what the new generation's grown up on. It's what they love.
I don't blame it. I grew up on Tsunami, but I was in that part where I was actually in the mix, where I was watching Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, those animated series from Fox and Warner Brothers Kids, and watching Tsunami, watching Dragon Ball, Gundam, Yu Yu Hakusho, and a couple others. So I was in that mixture.
Right.
Of that of like the transition between them. It's like I love the art. I love the art style from both of them. I definitely gravitated more on the anime just because of how well written the storytelling was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to my oldest son and explaining to him about Toonami and all that fun stuff.
How old is he?
He's 10.
Okay, so he's just getting into it, and that's what he's getting into.
Oh yeah, he loves all that. Like he knows the lore of so many animes and like will come up and I love it because like he'll do that with shows that like I am very familiar with. So like I'll get to join in and tell him some stuff and get him caught up, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I even had a conversation with somebody who was their son was actually trying to get their dad to actually to watch anime. He's more of the comic book guy, and both Chase and I both recommended him to watch a series called My Hero Academia, and that's
Right.
because it's literally a reverse version of X-Men, where everybody has superpowers. There's superhero society and all that other stuff. There's like, and the person that you're going to be following throughout this journey is a person that doesn't have superpowers, and yet his dream is to become the number one superhero. It's like that's definitely something maybe you'll actually gravitate, because they use a lot of references for Batman, Spider-Man, and all the other stuff that you probably actually catch very quickly. But you get that that storytelling that's traditional in most animes.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that yet either.
Oh wow, we are a few minutes past our time, kids.
Oh.
Whoa.
You guys are having a good conversation, Joe, just like you do.
Yeah, let's just go to the top of the hour. We're good. Thomas
Sure,
Clemens.
Ryan.
Thomas says, "Ha, that dark helmet is great." Thanks, Thomas.
Yeah, my buddy Craig actually told me that there's a sequel coming out. I'm like, bullshit.
That's why I did it.
Well, I didn't believe him at first, because I figured the image that he showed me was, I'm sorry to say it, I thought it was AI. I thought someone that made up a fan-made one. And then I had to see more and more, and then Screen Rant actually made a post about it. It's like, well, I owe him an apology. And definitely got to need to see this movie.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
And even got him to actually come out of retirement. That's huge.
And Thomas, if you're interested, this will be for sale when it's done. So keep an eye out on my page, Facebook page for it.
Ooh.
I will post it when it's done. You can send me a message and we can make it happen if that's something that you would be interested in. All right. See, I got a in-store appearance Sunday up in Middletown, Ohio. So I been working on some sketch cards and stuff for him.
Oh, nice.
And I did a Battle Beast sketch card because I was supposed to do some Battle Beast sketch covers at Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
But they didn't give me the covers. I was supposed to take them home and do them, but he never gave me the covers, and we completely forgot about it until the following day. And the shop was like 45 minutes away. So
I was going to say, do you need some Battle Beast sketch covers? Because I just picked up a bunch of them. If you need me to drop off of some covers or two.
Well, I honestly, I'm going to have to get a hold of him to see if he still wants them.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, maybe.
Okay, I will put those off the side for you.
Cool, I appreciate that.
No problem. And the guy was at Heroes Con was selling them for cheap. They were like $5 or if you get 5, it'll be 20.
Nice. I picked up a couple of Jeff the Shark sketch covers this weekend.
See, I wish I would have known that. I probably would have had some fun drawing Jeff the Shark.
I love that little guy. I think he's so cute.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, and like, this was a fantastic con. Somebody actually did some prints. He only printed like maybe 10 of those prints. He sold out with it. Sold out within a couple hours at that shop.
Yeah, I think he's really caught on with the kids. So that's kind of why I picked him up, because he only had 2 of them, and I got them. They were only $5 a piece.
I mean, it's a cute little walking baby shark.
Right. And my brother's name is Jeff, so
Hey, that works too.
yeah, exactly. Well, I did some 6x9s for Free Comic Book Day, and I did 2 of them and I sold 1, so I still have 1. But I don't think you can have enough Jeff the Shark.
No, I gotta draw Jeff. I got a bunch of Avengers sketch covers. I can always put them on.
Avengers?
Yeah, just regular old Avengers.
Yeah. I gotta say, man, I've been reading Uncanny X-Men on Marvel Unlimited.
Yeah.
And David Marquez is the artist. Man, where did this guy come from? He is his faces are gorgeous. And I was talking to the guy that owns the comic shop when I was in there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's really good." And I said, "It's like Jim Lee and Michael Turner had a baby, and that's how he draws." His faces remind me of a mix between Jim Lee and Michael Turner, especially the women.
Yeah, now you mention that, I can actually see that.
Yeah. Like when he does Gambit, I'm like, I mean, Gambit's a good looking guy anyway, but when he draws him, I'm like, damn, he's a good looking guy.
It's one of those moments. It's like, am I questioning myself on me liking liking him now? You know
Yeah,
what?
but it's really good. And Gail Simone's writing it, so I haven't read an X-Men book on a regular basis in years. But I'm actually enjoying it. They got the team split up. There's a Louisiana faction, which is Uncanny X-Men, and then there's just regular X-Men, which is the Alaska faction. And that's Cyclops' team. But Uncanny is Rogue and Gambit, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Jubilee.
I need to definitely remind me later, just so I could start reading those. I've been reading the new Hulk from 2023, and I've just been loving the color palette in that book.
Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I read those. That's an amazing run.
Yeah, that's I found out about it from Instagram from the artist that actually was posting. It's like, oh my, this is great. And I didn't realize he actually had a run with he did the covers and the interior. So I started actually. I got myself Marvel Unlimited and started reading those. It's like, geez, this is stuff I actually wish I seen to get inspiration for the Roadkill Rampage anthology.
Right.
Because I would have channeled all that into that book to make it the show even more of the horror aspects, especially in the forest.
Right. So, did you say that you got Marvel Unlimited?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I got that. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. But I just got that because I just I was tired of trying to find the books in some of my local shops, and I could never find them.
Right.
I didn't want to spend money on to Amazon to feed Jeff Bezos' ego. So,
right. And if you just want to check something out, you don't want to spend $5 on it, you can pull it up.
Exactly.
The only thing is the most recent 6 months aren't available. They are, but you have to buy them.
Yeah.
But hell, I can wait.
Yeah, which I found out the hard way. But like you said, if I was ever curious about something, I just look it up to actually see about it, and if it's actually something I really like, then I'm definitely grabbing the physical copies.
Right. Yeah. I read. Let's see. Cameron says, "Do you all know Stephen Butler? He's so cool and such a good guy and a fantastic artist. He's doing a Doomslayer for me. The name sounds familiar."
Butler, that does sound familiar.
I don't know.
I'm probably friends with him on Facebook.
That wouldn't surprise me if I am friends with him too.
Yeah.
I've had so many artists actually just randomly add me.
Right. All right, guys, it's 9:00, so let's go ahead and get out of here. Everybody, you got an extra free 15 minutes, so we were having such a good time just shooting the breeze. So
You don't have to pay for it this time. But.
right. This was free this time. Samples free. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Let me flip the camera around real quick. All right, we're going to get out of here. We want to thank everybody for coming and giving us a bit of your evening. We appreciate you guys tuning in to check us out. Let's go around the circle real quick. Chad, where can everybody find you?
So you can find me through Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and all the other socials through Schoettle_arts, or my Facebook as the Art of Chad Schoettle.
Nice. All right, Twan, what about you, buddy?
You can find me on all social medias at Art by Twan. You can join my group on Facebook at the Art of Twan Amato, where you can get a chance to win this dude.
Nice.
But that's our man.
All right, everybody. As you all know, I am the Fyke, otherwise known as Rodney. For Chucky, Chad, Schoettle, and Twan Amato, this is the Ficus saying so long, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.